1, 2. 1, 2, yeah.
1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Bollocks, fanny, tits, wank. You haven't pressed record yet, have you?
Yeah.
Well, there's your outtake.
This is Rightly Used with Adam and Karen.
Hello, I'm Adam.
And I'm Karen.
This is Lightly Used, the podcast where we celebrate our favourite things, so what we found in charity shops, things that are second-hand, and generally bargains. I did have that planned out a bit better in my head before I spoke. That fell apart very quickly, didn't it?
Nobody knew until you told them. And I've got some wonderful news to tell you all. I did not win the motorbike on eBay. But it's okay, because I did actually talk to my dad about it. And he said, whilst it's fun to have a bike and blah, 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 he's like, you are supposed to be saving to go to New Zealand to visit your brother. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a really good point.
Don't bring reality into this and responsibilities.
Yeah. So I
want a fun thing.
I have doused the fire of the hole that's been burning in my savings pocket, and I'm now adding back to them, apart from the very expensive £25 night out in September that I'm going on, that's turning out to be like a week's holiday somewhere, self-catering. So yeah, no motorbike, but that's okay.
I've got some vehicle news. I had to take the Tatmobile back to the dealer for a few snagging issues, let's say. So I had to have it a few days, so I went to get the train back. First time on a train in about 10 years or so. I forgot my headphones like an idiot. The one thing I made a point of, I've got to charge those the night before. Yeah. Let's leave them out. And then after I finished charging, before I go to bed, I better tidy those up. The space of 30 minutes, I'd completely forgotten the one thing I was doing for 2 hours, leaving them charged.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Better tidy up. Fucking idiot. But I did have a table to myself after the first stop, but not long after I got on, I heard a behind me. And the guy opposite me, the carriage was kind of busy, people were coming up and down at the time, and I thought he'd said, I think the guy's sick. I thought, he must be sick. It sounded exactly like a cat to me. Yeah. And heard it again, turned around. Oh yeah, it was just an old guy with a big beard and he had a cat in a carrier.
Oh, cute. Did you say hello?
I went, oh, hello. I couldn't see the cat or anything in there. It was quite a dense mesh. But, cool. I said hello to a box. Nice. I thought was there.
Yeah, well done you.
But yeah, Tatmobile's back. The anti-static strip tat, that's been fitted.
Huzzah!
Under my first bit of pimpage.
Well done.
Yeah, because I like the Steelies look on there. So I got some centre caps from eBay, rattle-canned them silver over the weekend. A little bit too heavy on the paint. It's only the second thing I've ever painted for a car.
Oh, I think you've done a lovely job.
I put a bit too much paint on the first thing I've ever painted as well. Didn't learn my lesson, but
You're just obviously too generous.
Yeah, I want to protect them from stone chips. And it looks a bit more rugged and utilitarian.
It does. I like the look. It's butch.
And hopefully we're going to be going on our first adventure very soon.
Yay!
In the Tatmobile. First outing.
Yay! Looking forward to that.
We'll tell you more details if and when it happens.
So, I think I might have come up with the start of a one-woman stand-up comedy show for myself.
Oh.
Due to something that happened this week that I've not told you about.
No.
Deliberately, because I wanted to see and hear your reaction to it.
Okay.
It's been on social media, but you may not have noticed.
Probably not.
On Wednesday, I'm going to say, I went to Sainsbury's Lockers to pick up a Vinted parcel. Did a bit of a mooch around town, went for a walk, went home, unwrapped my parcel, and it is the most beautiful short sleeve, bright blue and pink leopard print Lucy Yak jumpsuit with a pink zip up the middle. I absolutely love it. It is so me.
I was going to say, it's very you.
It is so me. So the next day, I thought, I've not tried this jumpsuit on yet. And I'm like, I've got 10 minutes. So there's me in my bedroom, getting this jumpsuit on, gets up to my waist, absolutely fine, lovely, comfy, feels like it's going to fit really nicely. And then I go to do like the 2 hands behind your back and flip the sleeves up like you would a jacket, and it just doesn't go. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I take one arm out of the sleeve, take my left arm out of the sleeve, put my right arm in the sleeve and shimmy that side up over my shoulder. And then I do the weird turn your arm inside out and put the left arm in and then pull that up over my shoulder and zipped it up.
So tucking your wrist into your armpit and slithering it through.
That's the one, hoping that you've got 17 joints when you've only got one. Zipped it up and I was like, oh my God, this feels amazing. This is like a second skin. I walked up to my full length mirror and I was admiring myself. Took a little selfie. I was like, oh, Karen, you look so cute. And then I went and sat on my desk, did a bit of work, and then I thought, oh, I need a wee. I'll take the jumpsuit off. Went to my bedroom, unzipped the jumpsuit, and then realised I could not get my shoulders or my arms out of said jumpsuit. So I'm there thinking, holy fuck, I've locked myself literally into a new outfit that I was convinced was going to fit, and it looks so cute and I don't ever want to take it off, but now I've realised I can't actually take it off and I need a wee and I'm starting to panic.
Trapped in my clothes.
So I sent my very cute selfie to Jackson and I was like, emergency! Text message. I need you to come over to me immediately after work. I'm stuck in my clothes and I can't pee till 6 p.m. And he took a little while getting back to me, so then I sent him exactly the same message on Instagram, because he's always on Instagram. And then about half an hour after that, I got a text message from Jackson going, oh, I'm sorry I haven't replied sooner, babe. I didn't know how to tell you, but I can't come over after work. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
At this point, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. I needed a wee, and I wasn't expecting to see him until 6. And then I was like, oh, shit, right, I really need to do something about this. And I went through the whole thing of, can I knock on a neighbour's door? No, I really, really can't. So I was like, I need to get out of this thing. I'm not cutting it, or refuse to cut it. So I'm there, I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I try and get the shoulders off, and I get it down like half an inch, but then I'm stuck. So then I have to get it back up. And I managed to shimmy one shoulder off. And then what I was doing was hoiking the trouser section up, so camel toeing myself, right? To give myself as much fabric.
There's a bit of slack.
Back. Yeah, there was no slack. It was like up to my belly button. Pulled the trousers up as high as I could to give myself a bit more space in the back, and then pulled down on the side seam to loosen the fabric off my arm to try and get my shoulder out, and that finally worked. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm nearly free. Click Teams, don't want my computer to go to sleep. And then I'm like, right, I need to get this other shoulder off now. And I'm like, this is like getting out of a wetsuit. And I managed to get this shoulder out, and then I pulled on the side seam a bit, and the shoulders shuffled down, but not far enough for me to reach around with my free arm round behind me to pull the back of the sleeve to release myself. Oh my God, the relief. The absolute relief of getting out of that jumpsuit, I cannot explain. For anyone, especially women who are large or have been large, the idea of trying clothes on in a shop is an absolute nightmare, especially if it's a warm day and you're a little bit sweaty, because there is a risk you could get stuck in whatever it is you're trying to try on. And we all think we're slimmer than we are. And then you have to call for the assistant to come and release you. And I was like, I'm so lucky that this has happened at home. But also, if I hadn't have got myself out of that thing, I would have peed myself and ruined my new jumpsuit. So I'm storing this for Karen's one-woman show of stupid things that happens to her when she thinks she's being cute or smart or clever. So yeah, drama.
Well, if there's not a standard routine in there, there's certainly an epic game show challenge.
Can you get out of this jumpsuit that's ever so slightly too small? And I suppose the last thing I have to say is that I've done a little bit of social media stuff this week, and I've set up a Facebook page. If you just search Lightly Used on Facebook, it will come up. We've got some lovely followers. Thank you to Will and Toby for messaging me this week.
Oh,
and
thank you both.
And for everyone that has followed, and new listeners, hugely appreciated. If you are on the evil thing that is the Book of Faces, please feel free to find us, message us, follow us, tell us we talk bollocks. We don't mind.
Last episode, we did end by saying that you can see pictures of the Mountain of Games donated by friends of the show on Instagram, but we didn't actually give the address for Instagram or any of our socials after saying these are all things you can find on the socials. Also, today, as we were recording this, I found for the last 3 episodes, I hadn't put the proper link in the metadata to the blog posts.
Oh, yeah, that was quite funny.
Absolute flute. On Instagram and Twitter, we are @_lightlyused, @lightlyusedpod on YouTube, and lightlyused.bsky.social. And there's also a Little Used Discord too.
There is a Discord.
I was going to ask as well after the last episode, are we on Facebook? And we absolutely
We are now.
As of now, we absolutely are.
We are.
Links and blog posts for all the episodes with photos and links will be at lightlyused.co.uk. And I promise I'll pay more attention doing the metadata from this episode onwards. I changed how I named the episodes, and that came back to bite me. Oh, you put the actual name of the episode in the title now instead of just the episode number. Well, fuck you. You have to type it out every time now instead of changing the number at the end.
Not so fucking clever after all, are you?
No. Well, I shouldn't be saying this because Art heard us mention over the past few episodes we're still open to a sponsor.
Oh, right.
So this isn't doing us any favours sounding so unprofessional. He said he's been working very, very hard on something after hearing me complain how long it takes to edit the show and everything.
Oh, right, okay.
Suggesting we go monthly.
Has he got you a hamster or something?
I've got no idea. He said it's nearly ready.
Oh. Is he growing you a hamster?
That was the only word. He wouldn't say any more. Cryptic but intriguing. I'll give him that. And I've got no idea when nearly ready.
Is it like an Elon nearly?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I look forward to seeing what the next very interesting sponsor is. I guess.
As you pointed out, we hadn't said what's actually coming up on the show today.
Professionals, consummate professionals.
Maybe we will need Art to get us a sponsor after all. Nobody's going to be approaching us otherwise.
No, we just need someone to read out the content of the show for us and just slot it into the edit.
We've got Lightly Used News, Tat In The Box, Part 2 of a board game, Dumb Criminals, and Bibliotat to end the show. We've prearranged our Tat and Bibliotat today.
Yes, no mysteries to us.
We'll tell you more in a little bit.
Indeed.
But right now, once again, for some lightly used news, we turn to Tim Butters from the Abergavenny Chronicle from Monday the 22nd of July 2024.
Nearly a whole year ago.
Abergavenny man claims everything we know about history is wrong. An Abergavenny man on a self-appointed quest to find the burial place of the legendary King Arthur claims he was blessed with a vision that allowed him to see things how they really are. The veil's been lifted from my eyes, explained semi-professional paranormal investigator Johnny Turnip. Pretty much everything we know about history is wrong. I can't give too much away because it could jeopardise my ongoing quest, but needless to say, the truth is stranger than fiction. All I can say is once I wield Excalibur and awake the Great Bear, many historical injustices will be put right. After forming a war party made up of contemporary knights, Turnip and his crew travelled to Llandovery in hopes of finding the once and future king's final resting place. Apart from soul-crushing boredom, some hangovers from hell, and in JFK Jones's case a busted-up ankle, Llandovery offered us nothing, apart from a vision that changed everything. Turnip told the Chronicle that he was visited by the soul of Llywelyn ap Gruffydd in the early hours. He alleges that the Welsh prince showed him where King Arthur was buried, and the Lake Excalibur had been dumped in. I've never had a proper vision before, but it was like watching a Netflix trailer, explained Turnip. It only lasted about 2 or 3 minutes, but it changed me completely. Now I see everything in a different light.
Does it start with da-dun?
Turnip added, the trouble is, although talking to a dead prince who has just come back as a statue is extremely trippy, I didn't have time to enjoy the mellow afterglow of someone who's just pretty much travelled backwards in time and seen the truth. Had to rally the troops. We had no time to waste. The corpse of King Arthur was in the Vale of Glamorgan, or, to be more precise, Dunraven Bay.
Ooh.
The Knights of the TV dinner tray, as we jokingly refer to ourselves. We're going to the seaside to kick down a few castles of sand and change the course of history. Turnip explained that as they roared out of Llandovery in Big Tony's Bedford Rascal, they all breathed a collective sigh of relief. It was like an immense weight had been lifted from our shoulders. Staying at Llandovery has been trial by fire. After having survived 3 days and nights in that place, nothing could faze us. We were riders in the storm, and the world is ours for the taking. Turnip revealed that as they cruised along, drinking beer and arguing if Tony Soprano could beat Vito Corleone in the fist fight, the mood soon turned sour. Puerto Rico Paul had one of his heads on, explained Turnip. He started going on about how there were hardly any fat kids in the 1980s compared with now. He argued that back then, those who were overweight made up for it by being comedians and making us all laugh instead of mourning and having panic attacks. Turnip added, it would have been a fair point if Paul was making some sort of socio-economic point, but his real target was Big Tony. Even as a kid, Big Tony has been big-boned, but in a sort of buff way. And although he's always drunk and eaten enough for 3 men, he's a grafter and sweats it out on sight. However, like a lot of people, Big Tony got a bit porky during lockdown, and he hasn't really managed to lose the timber. Comfort eating and Disney Plus ruined him. And although he's never mentioned it, we know his ongoing weight struggles are a sore point, and would respect that. But not Paul. Ignoring the strange and curiously vacant look in Tony's eyes, he went off one of those narky rants of his and began boasting that, even though he's got his snout permanently shoved in the Macadee's trough, it's impossible for him to personally put on weight. Unlike some, he sneered while looking pointedly at Big Tony.
That's a bit mean.
That was the final straw. Tone slammed on the brakes, dragged Puerto Rico Paul out of the van, slapped him a few times, and threw him in a ditch on the side of the road. Never know when to shut up, Paul just looked at him from his prone position and lisped in a camp voice. And all because the lady loves milk tray. Roaring like a tormented bull, Big Tony thundered to the back of the van, threw open the doors, which woke up Fast Eddie and JFK Jones, grabbed a jerry can of petrol, marched back to Paul, began to pour the contents all over him while bellowing, "I'll burn you, you bastard!" Puerto Rico Paul was screaming at him defiantly. "Where's your head at, fat boy?"
I shouldn't be laughing at this.
I was attempting to wrestle a jerry can out of his hand, but with his blood up, Big Tone can be an unstoppable force of nature. As he threw the jerry can to the floor and reached for his lighter, I feared the worst. But at that moment, Fast Eddie leapt on his back and started gnawing at his ear determinedly, like a ferocious rat. Thankfully it did the trick, and brought the big man to his senses. He roared like a wounded elephant as he fell to his knees and started sobbing. At the same time, Puerto Rico Paul pulled himself up, looked at Big Tony dismissively and went to light a fag. "No, you tool," I cried. "You're covered in petrol." Paul threw the lighter and fagged to the ground and muttered, "For Christ's sake, it was only a joke," and jumped back in the van to sulk. Meanwhile, I approached Big Tony cautiously, as Fast Eddie held the big man's hand and softly sang, "Don't look back in anger" to him.
Aww. It's an emotional roller coaster, this one.
"What the hell's happening to me? I was going to burn Paul alive," cried Big Tony as I came near. "Don't beat yourself up about it, son," I said. "There are sinister forces at work that seek to divide us. You weren't in your right mind and probably being controlled by a higher power when you tried to commit Paul." This seemed to satisfy him, so we jumped back in the van, he hugged Puerto Rico Paul, and the two of them made up over a flagon of fortified cider. It would take more than weight issues and demonic possession to divide those two. As Big Tony drove, Sir Lancelot's stark warning to me at the beginning of the quest rang in my ears. "Some will fall in battle, some will betray your cause, and others will lose their minds to the terror that lies beyond worlds." I silently sat in the van and tried hard not to blame Paul for being covered in petrol and stopping us all from sparking up. We all really needed a fag. To compensate, Big Tony put on David Bowie's Life on Mars in the car stereo. As I listened to the Thin White Duke singing about America's tortured brow, I reflected grimly on my vision and wondered how I could tell the boys that before this quest was over, we'd not only have to do battle with the enemy within, but beings from another planet as well. To be continued.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
And the collected works of Johnny Turnip's escapades are available in Tim Butter's book, The Manifest Trials and Tribulations of Johnny Turnip, available now. And you'll find a link to this article and the book itself at lightlyused.co.uk.
Excellent. It's time for my favourite jingle. Tat in the box, 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 tat in the box.
Guess what we're doing? It's a bit of a change to Tat in the Box this episode. It's a pre-arranged Tat in the Box.
It is.
This is something we were meant to do maybe back in episode 13.
A while back, yeah.
So I think the third episode we did was pre-arranged. So we thought, oh, shall we do this every 10 episodes? Do a pre-arranged one. And we forgot.
21 episodes.
Not off to a great start.
11 episodes later, here we are.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I will go first. So I've brought a selection of my charity shop mugs. There are a couple that I've left at home because they were gifts from you. And I didn't really think they counted because I didn't purchase them myself. One mug you've seen already, and listeners who've been here a little while will be familiar, or if they've gone back and listened to the particular episode. So I've gone smallest mug to biggest mug that I've found in charity shops. So
for a change, we don't have to close our eyes. We can just show them off.
Yeah, mug number 1.
It's the parade of mugs.
Is my littlest mug.
But it's a very
and it
tiny,
is my
thin mug.
Mr. Pickwick.
Oh, yes.
252, Samuel Pickwick Esquire, his desire to benefit the human race. Pickwick Papers by Hornsey. Cost me 99p. I think it was Air Ambulance. I'd have to go back through my notes to actually know for sure. All right. Mug number 2 is the one that people will be familiar with, which is the Walker's 50-year anniversary mug that Adam and I both have one each of. This was £1, as was Adam's mug, and it came from Bernardo's in Park Towie, Swansea.
I knew I was forgetting a mug for my collection.
It's right there.
It's at the tippity top of the tat shelves.
That's right, I can see it. Mug number 3 is one of my personal favourites. I don't use it very often, but it is good. It is the cat butt mug. Unnamed by artist, unnamed by manufacturer. It is a ginger tomcat, presumably, lying down, licking its bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, triskaidekaphobic number of times on the outside of the mug.
Well remembered.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite words. Weird. And then my last mug is my biggest, proudest achievement in the mug world. It is the giant HP sauce mug.
It's a big boy.
And maybe for like size reference, I will take a photo of this next to my head. I will selfie it for the blog post. It is a beast. I more often than not use it as a flower vase. I've never had a cup of tea in it. I think it's probably almost a litre.
It's not far off a small bucket.
Yeah, it's a good size. It's very heavy. You could probably kill somebody with it. Again, can't remember where it was from. Don't have the price label on it anymore. On the bottom it says HP Sauce official merchandise. HP word mark. The HP Sauce flag, device and Houses of Parliament image are trademarks of HP Foods and are used under license 2013. Beams International Limited, suitable for dishwasher and microwave. Those are my 4 mugs.
My turn. You can hear there's a
There's a
full box.
good old crockery jingle going on there.
Yeah, I must be honest. I've got many mugs in my Boxotat because for about 2 months I think I had a bit of a problem.
Oh, really? A mug problem?
I've had to stop buying them. I only use one mug, and that's one that you bought me.
The Cookie Monster one.
Yeah, that's why it's been absent today when we'll be having tea. So, I'm going to start with my very favourite one, which has never been used. I've got the price tag in there. It's my... Oh, are you taking the photo?
Oh, no, put your mug up. Oh, I forgot my one of those.
I thought that's why you weren't getting it. If I thought it was a gift. I'm pretty sure you bought that, or did I buy both of them?
No, you bought it for me.
We have a kind of his and hers Warner Brothers mugs. I've got Marvin the Martian, and coincidentally, around about this, was it the same time? Or
I think so. Yeah, it was very close to being the same time.
Was this from a blind bag as well?
It might have been
a little Lego minifig.
Yeah.
Marvin the Martian.
Very cool.
So yeah, that Marvin the Martian mug was.
Tenner?
Oh, yeah, it was $9.95
from Greyhound.
Yeah, we got them both at the same time. So there's
Yeah, they were in the posh, fancy glass cabinet where the expensive things go.
Absolutely worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, this big boy.
Oh yes, a nice Stein.
£2 from it just says bric-a-brac in the bottom.
I think that's British Heart Foundation.
I was going to say it's a British Heart Foundation or YMCA, but YMCA've got YMCA on the stickers.
Isn't it sad that we know now the price labels with some degree of certainty?
This is the one that you got, the Cookie Monster.
Yay!
This one I got in YMCA for £1.
Nice.
With the royal
ER DOS.
This one I do actually use, but not as a mug. One of my favourite ones.
Mr. T.
Mr. T with TEA with gold knuckle duster type sovereignty.
Yeah, very cool.
This is kind of problem related because, yes.
This is where... Yeah, Easter mugs.
So that's the one I got. My mate Jeremy then saw my tat shelves. I said, oh, you've got some mugs there. So got me a toffee crisp mug.
Nice.
This is one of my favourite ones I saw a while ago.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen that one before.
I kept that in the cupboard.
Heinz spaghetti in tomato sauce.
That's exactly the same as the tin of spaghetti.
It is. Oh, that's so cool. Free from artificial colour and preservative.
This is a pound from YMCA, a Batman foil kind of
I'm Batman.
reflective
This
logo.
is my mug.
Oh, another fancy one.
Ooh.
This is from Harrods.
Oh, lovely, darling.
And I managed to chip it.
Oh, no.
So tell me, I can't have nice things.
It's not that nice.
Again, a problem mug. Why do I have a
that a
Walls
Walls?
Direct mug? I'm guessing wholesalers and stuff get that.
Walls ice cream with a telephone number on it. Oh, I wonder if that phone number still works.
This was £1 in British Art Foundation again, bric-a-brac.
Nice.
Pac-Man, I think that's heat sensitive. So I think a map might appear on
Oh,
there when
right, cool.
that warms up. This is relevant to our
You're
interests.
Still going, babe, honestly.
British Truck Racing Championships.
Yay!
They were recently at Pembrey.
They
which
were.
isn't
It
too
was
far at all.
really fun weekend to watch on YouTube. So maybe next time they're there, IRL,
Yeah.
we might have a day out. Maybe
If you're interested, from listening, the next one's in July
June?
2015 in Thruxton.
2015.
2025.
I thought so. Thruxton, 1st of June is 2025 is the next time they're live.
Is it? Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was the 6th or something.
No,
Oh,
it's the first. I had a look earlier.
wasn't paying attention.
I'm really sad. I've subscribed to them because of last weekend.
This, I think, was in RSPCA Llysnini.
Right.
It's a Tetley mug with Gaffer. I thought Sydney was on the other side. No, just Gaffer sitting down with a mug saying Gaffer.
Nice.
Gaffer's the old
And
one.
it also says, that's better, that's Tetley. And I can only say, bullshit to that, because Yorkshire tea is the finest brew. I will also say, sorry, before you move on to the next one, that 2 of these mugs, the Heinz spaghetti and the Tetley, are made by Kilncraft in England.
Oh, actually, the Heinz Spaghetti and Tetley might have been Salvation Army downstairs in Tetley. They've got a big wall of mugs. That's definitely where I got the Walls one from and the British Truck Racing Championship one from. Possibly the Batman one as well.
You really do have
a problem.
penchant for mugs.
Yeah, I only used one. I've had to stop buying. I've not bought mugs in months.
Only one mug has tea
And
stains.
these ones, I bought them. I can't remember what they even are.
Oh.
So these have been in my living room, wrapped up on the sideboard for months.
Surprise.
Egg cups.
Oh, Smarties are! Smarties egg cup.
So there's a set of those.
Oh, amazing.
I can't remember if there's a price on them.
Not on the one I was looking
No.
at.
No, I can't remember where I got those from.
They're awesome. They're in proper, 1980s brown.
No, I can't remember if these actual mugs. I can't remember what that was in there. It was tiny. These might be a set or 2 sets. I cannot remember.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, more
that
Smarties mugs.
went with the egg cups. That was a set.
Times 3, £1.99 homewares.
I thought that was good for the set.
So that's a Smarties mug and 2 Smarties egg cups.
Clearly for Easter.
Oh, and these are Hornsey. That is fancy.
Oh, this is one I got for you. A Munch Bunch mug.
Oh, amazing. Meet Emma Apple of the Munch Bunch. That is fucking cool. 1984, Studio Publications, Ipswich Limited. That's wicked.
I've had these a while. And another one for you.
Oh.
A cat one.
Also Kilncraft. Oh, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It's a little girl with her little kitten looking out the windowsill.
That was it. Sorry, the Smarties one was for me. Those mugs were for the Munch Bunch.
Thank you so much. Oh, I like those. They're
I've had those
cool.
for ages. I can't remember how long. There's probably an idea on the receipt somewhere with
That just says...
it was the sticker, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it just says 0207, so probably that's the date it should come off the shelf. So have you had them since summer last year?
Yes.
Yeah, there we are.
Do you want to take a photo of all of our tats here?
I am. Excuse me while I move the chair.
Let me get out of the photo as well.
Okay, hang on. Putting my recently purchased phone camera to the test here. Try and get like a forest of mugs.
It might need to be a panoramic shot.
Yeah, I'm going to do a few. Headphones. Right then, we are back to part 2 of Dumb Criminals, the board game. Adam is winning. What a shock. Is it my turn?
Yep, it's your turn. I've got the timer ready this time. Okay. 10 minutes. Starts now.
All right. 2. Blackmail. Give me some money.
There we go. There's it. Grand.
Thank you.
6. Court. I've got nobody in jail, so you'll go.
1. Well, I got the Art Gallery High Square again. Oh,
$1.5 grand per crew member.
I've got 4 in jail, 2 in my hand. If I get this wrong, they all go to jail within the first minute of the game. So I'm going to go 1.
Risking 1. Road rage. New Jersey native Dino Moran thought it was wise to escalate an exchange with another driver. After forcing the other car to pull over, Dino leapt out of his vehicle and promptly punched and broke the driver's window. Filled with road rage, Dino failed to spot the squad car that had just pulled up behind him, just in time to witness the entire exchange. True or false?
If karmic balance existed, it would be true. True?
It's false.
Fuck.
You're only one person out of jail.
5 in jail, 1 out of jail. This is not going well for me.
1, 2, 3, 4. Bounty
hunter.
Oh, what? I've done nothing, Gav. 3 grand.
Yeah, keep $3,000 to keep one of your guys out of
Definitely
prison.
is. Just making sure, because I'm just giving $1 away for nothing to you.
It was hard counting them out. It's like Monopoly money. It's that weird paper that sticks together and you can't really tell.
3.
Oh, yay, I can buy some guys out. I've landed on a court space.
$2 grand per head.
1, 2. I'm leaving myself with $1,000. I'm buying 3 of my guys back.
Who's coming out? We've got...
They've been in the longest.
We've got Mad Dog, Sneakers, and the Bull.
Yeah.
Right. Dice is here. 2.
No, that's me.
Oh. Court.
Blackmail. Oh, no.
Oh.
I've now got no money, but I've still got players in the game, so we're okay.
Yeah, you can still make it back. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, it's my go now.
What the... Even as I did that...
Bounty hunter. Oh, no. One of my people's going to have to go to prison. There we are.
Just got them out as well.
Yeah, landed on a bounty hunter square. I don't have any money, so I can't buy anyone out. So Sneakers has gone back to prison.
It's terrible value for money.
He really is.
4.
Court.
I've got nobody.
You've got no one in prison.
Oh, can I buy?
Yes, you can. You can buy 2 more.
I'm just going to get 1 guy.
Okay.
I'm buying... Let's have a look at some names. Carry on, we'll look.
Okay. 5.
Oh, Rat Boy. I'm not going to get somebody called Rat Boy.
Stabbed in the back. Lose a turn. You get 2 goes.
What? Right.
I landed on the stabbed in the back square and I lose a turn, so you get 2 goes in a row now, I guess. So that's how it works on a 2-player game, right?
Which one of you guys is snitching?
Oh, I think it must be fucking Sneakers. He's always in jail.
3. Oh, sorry, that's not my guy there. Blank. Oh, I roll again. 2. Blackmail.
Oh. Hang on.
What happened?
What happens if I can't pay you? If a player lands on a space, they must blackmail the player of their choice, who must pay them $1,000 to buy their silence. The player's turn is now over. Play continues clockwise. I
guess you can't.
I guess I'll owe you. It's funny how there's not a contingency for that.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Blackmail. Well, I'll tell you what, let's call it quits. We'll
Okay.
call it even. I don't owe you, you don't owe me.
Mob's disagreement. 4, 5, 6.
Oh, you got stabbed in the back.
Lose a turn.
1. Art gallery heist. Well, I'm going to go 2.
So you could get $3,000.
Or lose 2 more people.
Freezing. After scoping out the local meat warehouse, thieves Carol and John Rubin thought they could rob a meat truck while the warehouse had its lunch break. The two were able to enter the truck. However, after forgetting to leave the door open, they were found very cold and an hour later were handed over to police.
False?
Correct.
Hey! I get some money back. 1, 2, 3, and I get a second go because you had a miss a turn. 1, 2. Ooh! I'm going to move those 2 guys to that square as well.
Same 2 guys on a different mission, Russian roulette, and this is for $1,000 per head.
Yep.
Lambo no-go. Ray Z, or Z, I guess, being American, was convicted of grand theft auto 3 times. He couldn't resist a 4th, where he stole a $200,000 Lamborghini from the doors of an open repair shop while the mechanic wasn't looking. He got a quarter of a mile down the road when he rear-ended a truck. The Lambo was in the shop for a serious brake repair.
False?
Well done.
I was thinking no one's going to leave keys in a Lambo outside a garage, are they?
Well, no, it was in the garage. The doors were just open.
Your turn.
But it's a lie either way. Oh, nothing for
Nothing for a start square. 3. Armoured car.
$2,000 per head.
Going 2 again.
Chained down. A band of British thieves wrapped chains around a cash machine and, with the help of their car, tried to steal a machine.
True.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately for them, the machine didn't move, and all that was left behind were the car's rear bumper and license plate. Or number plate.
Number plate.
Led to the arrest of the entire gang.
That's
yeah, true.
Brilliant. Only British people do really stupid shit like that. There we go.
5. Nothing.
Blank square. I should say corner square. Ooh. I got another heist square.
Royal Jewel heist, $1,000 per crew member.
Going 2 again.
Money drop. Robert Williams thought it was his lucky day after he stole more than $20,000 from a bank in Maryland. Unfortunately, he'd used an upturned umbrella as a money receptacle, which would leak cash anytime he began to run away. The setback ensured police were able to catch up with him and arrest him shortly after his heist.
Is that because they were following the literal trail of money?
Yeah.
False?
Oh, it's true.
Ah!
We found a dumb criminal.
2 more people in jail. Fudgy now. I got 1 out, 5 in.
5. Nothing
if
again.
You keep landing on blank squares, it will help.
1, 2, 3. Safe deposit box, $3,000 per crew member.
I've only got 1 left, so this could be the last go of the game, guys.
Santa's helper. A 20-year-old college student booked into a Washington jail for underage drinking was later seen on surveillance video attempting to steal packages beneath a Christmas tree at the Pullman Police Department as he left the building. Just when he thought he was out, they pulled him back in. I didn't do my Godfather impression at the end because I can't.
False.
Oh, it's true.
Oh no, you win.
Game over.
All of my people are in jail.
All of my people are out.
This has happened exactly the same way as last time.
I don't remember how it ended last time.
It ended up with all of my people being in jail.
We only got a minute and a half left
right,
anyway, so
okay.
we couldn't even get another game in properly.
How much money did you get in the end?
Let's have a look at our ill-gotten gains. Total it up.
Oof, pathetic. Very poor returns.
I got $8,000.
I got 9 grand.
Oh!
But all my guys are in jail. All yours are free. So you win. Congratulations.
Hooray!
Adam wins yet another game.
Oh, I hope this is recorded properly.
Me too. Bibliotat time. Much like the Tat, it is pre-arranged.
Oh, yes. For this, we ruined a set of books that were outside YMCA Llanelli in the free section.
Yeah, we took 4 books out of a collection that was at least double figures.
High 20s, early 30s, possibly
like
mid 30s. We just took books that interested ourselves. Yeah. What did you pick out of the selection?
I picked out, or do you want to, should we say what the book series is first, I guess?
Oh, yeah.
So what the book series / collection is Disney's Wonderful World of Knowledge. I'm not entirely sure when they were printed. Did you find that out? Oh, hang on.
I didn't look.
1982 was the latest date, just on the inside. First published 71, republished 73, republished 82. So, bit like the Britannica Encyclopedia, really, but for kids. Mickey Mouse is your narrator. He takes you on journeys through different things, and I picked up Exploration and Discovery, The Far West and Great Leaders. What did you pick up?
I got Great Britain and Ireland.
Ooh.
Do you want to do your books first?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay.
I've picked out one story in each of the 3 books. So from Exploration and Discovery, Vikings discover America. So there's this big conspiracy / maybe fact, maybe not conspiracy that
Eric the Red
may have been something to do with Eric the Red, that somehow accidentally ended up in North America somewhere. And people have been saying for a long time Vikings discovered America long before Columbus did, but it is hotly debated. However, this is Mickey Mouse's opinion on the matter. The Vikings discover America.
Oh, that's going to be, the Vikings discover America.
Well, we'll just keep that bit in.
I can't get that quite high.
I can't even get that high, and I'm still.
The Vikings discover America.
Nice. Among the famous Viking explorers was a man who was nicknamed Eric the Red. Because, guess what? He had red hair and a beard. Eric grew up in Iceland, where his father had been sent as punishment for having killed another Viking. Eric had a terrible temper, and one day he killed one of his neighbours in a fight. The Vikings declared him an outlaw and ordered him to leave Iceland for a total of 3 years. Eric and his family, his friends, loaded all their possessions into 25 ships and sailed away. Other Vikings told them about a large island to the west, so they headed in that direction. Eventually, they landed on a rugged coast of this island. Although it was mostly icy wasteland, Eric called it Greenland. He hoped the name would attract settlers, which it did. I love how this is so, honestly, Disney glosses over so much. A Viking settlement was started around AD 985. It lasted more than 400 years. Eric had a son who was named Leif Erikson, also known as Leif the Lucky. Leif too was an explorer. Around the year 1000, Leif and his crew were caught in a storm while sailing from Norway to Greenland. For many days, they were lost at sea. At last, they sighted land, the coast of North America. Or did they? I don't know. No one is sure where Leif and his men first came ashore. It may have been as far north as the Labrador in present-day Canada, or as far south as Virginia. The Vikings described the place as being covered by vast forests, wheat fields and grapevines. They called it Vinland or Wineland. Other expeditions followed and settlements were built. However, the Indians, the native people of the lands of America,
Books
later
were published in the 70s.
Yeah. Later drove out the Vikings, but the fact remains, boys and girls, that the Vikings discovered America 500 years before Columbus. And then there's some photos of presumably what a Viking hut would look like, and some gold jewellery and
artifacts,
bits and bobs, stuff that apparently has been found in North America, and it's to do with the Vikings.
How else would it have got there?
Yeah, well, just aliens. So that's exploration.
Ancient aliens.
Yeah, exploration and discovery. The Far West, I am going to gloss over this one. I have picked out...
What attracted you to that particular book?
To
see how they reported it?
There were various reasons that I picked up this book. Number one is that I listened to an excellent podcast by 2 women in America called Someplace Underneath. And they are currently doing a series on the Mormon Church, the Latter-day Saints. And I've watched Primal America not long ago, which covers the Brigham Young story to a certain degree, and probably reasonably more accurately than most people would like to see it portrayed. And obviously those 2 lovely Mormon girls that I bumped into that one time in town and had a nice chat with. But also... my dad has got me addicted to Western stuff, and I've watched way too much Yellowstone and all of those things. So, hence the Wild West book. The story I've picked out is called The Saints Go to Utah. And it is basically 4 paragraphs that whitewash the entire story and just say, basically, these people were being driven out of their homes in the east of America because they wanted to start their own religion, and established faiths disliked them for that. So they felt driven away from their homes, and the only thing to do at that point in time was to go west along the Oregon Trail and things like that. Brigham Young.
That's exactly
blah,
why
blah,
Oregon
blah.
was established as a state.
Yeah.
The white state.
Yeah, and very fucking white.
They don't say that in the Oregon Trail game, do they? Anyway, sorry, I'm putting you off.
No, you're not. It's fine. So, yeah, it's basically this fantasy story of Brigham Young having a dream and taking off. I think there was like 1,000 of them. In 1847, they joined the trail from Fort Bridger towards the Great Salt Lake. And that's where Brigham Young went, this is where we're staying. So they basically, it was really dry. So they dammed the Oni River, flooded the valley, removed all of the lands from the native people, established themselves, and lived happily ever fucking after with no problems. And they didn't kill anyone at all whatsoever that wasn't white and wasn't a Mormon.
They didn't mention how many died of dysentery on the way.
No, they didn't. So that's the Far West.
Which character's investigating the Far West?
Oh, it's Mickey. Mickey's
okay.
the narrator through all of these books, from what I can gather.
Okay.
Some of them he's like on his own. Others he in Great Leaders. He's taking Minnie Mouse around the world.
Oh, okay.
Like Bill and Ted style.
Oh, cool.
Various time frames. This, that, and the other.
Hopefully a little bit less problematic.
Yeah, a little bit less problematic. So, Great Leaders, I've picked out Lorenzo the Magnificent because I didn't know who he was. Mickey is taking Minnie to Florence and introduces her to Lorenzo the Magnificent, who happens to be the Prince of Florence at the time. And instead of doing his stately duties, he just escorts Mickey and Minnie around Florence, showing them all the wonderful things that he's done. He does admit that some people aren't happy with him, and his brother were attacked with the aim to have them killed, but his brother died and he survived. But Lorenzo de Medici, thinks overall he did a good job. It's one of the least problematic stories. And it does give you a little bit of history. You know, there's some dates and things, but that's the gist of the story. A prince has time to take Mickey and Minnie around Florence on a grand tour.
Mine was Great Britain and Ireland, a little bit different. It was actually pretty good, I thought. It's presented as if Scrooge, Donald, Huey, Dewey and Louie are making an encyclopedia. This one, it's presented as the story of their adventure doing research, which I presume makes up the set. I'm guessing that's the Disney characters doing all the research. As a bit of an overview to start, they arrive at London Airport. Which one? They don't say. They meet some posh locals and his son. They're the guides.
Right.
They drive the group around, minus Scrooge, who immediately, as soon as the plane lands, he gets an urgent message saying he has to attend to some business for an inheritance in Scotland. So he's out of the story straight away. They have a tour around the capital cities of the UK, of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, finally meeting up with Scrooge near the end in the Scotland chapter.
Once he's a bit richer.
Obviously, biased. I'm going to the Wales section.
Oh, why not?
There's a little bit where they're telling him a little bit about some Welsh.
Oh, cool.
Hoyle. What exactly does that mean? Roughly translated, it means the spirit of Wales, replied Johnny. I can't remember if Johnny's the father or I'll stop doing voices. I've done enough today.
I like the Johnny voices.
And this spirit of feeling helps explain how the Welsh have been able to maintain their independence through the centuries. To the Welshman, Wales is Cymru, which means fellow countrymen, said Johnny. Although English is the official language of Wales, over 25% of people have kept their own language.
Do you reckon that's about the same, or do you reckon it's higher these days?
I think it's probably stayed about the same, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling these figures out ex recto. Some of the pronunciation as well.
Oh.
Is it true that Welsh is difficult to pronounce? Asked a curious Huey. Yes, indeed, answered Johnny. Welsh is also difficult to spell. Why, chorused the boys. The language is full of Y's, double L's and D's, which totally confuse non-Welshmen, explained Johnny. Actually, continued Uncle Archie, the trick is to learn how to pronounce the letters. The sounds are always the same. For example, in Welsh, W is oo, DD is the, as in the word smooth, and even the apostrophe tells you something about the pronunciation. And Donald interrupts because his kids are saying they have enough trouble speaking English, so confusing the second language. Right, boys. copy down this name. Llanfair, Pulquin, Gulgaria. I get
You're
so close.
So close. Well, you weren't. You're about a third in.
Yeah. I started misreading the letters. I can do most of it off by heart, but there's a little bit in the middle. And I've got it written down. I'm trying to remember to crowbar it in. I'm going to try. Right.
You can do it. You got it.
Yeah, they didn't say if any of the kids were successful in saying it. Llanfair, Pulquin, Gulgaria, Chwindrobol, Llanticilia, Ogogoch.
Well done!
I think I still mangled a little bit in the middle, but that's the first time I've ever managed to remember the Chwindrobol bit.
Well done.
Otherwise, it's Llanfair, Pulquin, Gwylia, Llanticilia, Ogogoch.
Yeah. Most people say Llanfair PG because they don't know it or can't be bothered.
But yeah, to get that in the kids' book, that's just a jumble of letters.
Yep.
That's not the name of a village, it's a description, commented Donald. Indeed not, explained Uncle Archie. Those letters spell the name of a village in Wales. It means Church of St Mary on the Pool of the White Hazel by the Raging Whirlpool near the Church of St Cecilia of the Red Cave.
Good God, that's ridiculous.
There they finally meet up with Scrooge in Scotland, who,
he looks loaded.
He's had an inheritance.
Yeah, he's happy. He's inherited a sporran, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else.
But yeah, they go into a little bit of history of the country. It was surprisingly good. I thought it was going to
really
be pretty
cool.
rubbish. You know what? This is a fun read for kids. I might give all of these to my niece if I can call dibs, unless you got plans for them.
No, you can. No, it's fine. Because the only thing that I would do is bring them back and read another story. But we all know that most of them are going to be...
Maybe not the Far West.
Yeah, maybe not the Far West. But she'll be all right with the great leaders and the exploration and discovery.
That one maybe we can look at and make fun of.
That's very...
For how dated it is another time.
That's very rewritten history in the Far West one.
Thank you very, very much for listening, and thank you once again to Tim Butters for not shutting us down immediately.
Thank you, Mr. Butters.
Gratefully appreciated. Links to find his book on our blog, lightlyused.co.uk. We're part of the Studio Channel 84 network, home to the other excellent indie podcasts. There's The Variety Show with TJ and Rob, The Untitled Sci-Fi Show with Rob and TJ, and Who Takes the Socks Off with Ross and Simon. Check them out, listen, subscribe, drop them an email, tell them we sent you, and tell a friend. We're all at channel84.co.uk, and our part of the site is lightlyused.co.uk. You can find blog posts for each episode, there's photos, links, everything we talked about, also links to our socials. We're on Instagram and Twitter @_lightlyused. Thank God I've written this down earlier in the show.
Well done.
At lightlyusedpod on YouTube. lightlyused.bsky.social. There's a Discord which has got letters and numbers and a link. You can find that.
Yeah,
on
if you
the
just
website.
search for Lightly Used in Discord, you'll find us.
And on Facebook to say Lightly Used and Lightly Used Podcast.
Lightly Used Pod, I think.
We're on the Facebook.
Yeah.
There'll be a link
Just
on there.
search Lightly Used.
Photos for everything we said on the blog, lightlyused.co.uk. And I was going to say something about next episode.
Are you?
Brand new board game next episode.
Is it a board game?
I don't know. Oh, what? You showed me a photo of a big stack of things.
I did show you a photo of my big stack,
Where?
but the game that I'm bringing next time is not visible in that photo.
There's even more.
Maybe.
That couldn't fit in the photo. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a few dotted around the flat.
Will my winning streak continue, even though I've got no idea of what the fuck I'm doing most of these games?
Probably. Although I will say that Jackson and I played Game of Life last night and I won. So you're the curse.
Adam and Karen have been lightly used. Visit lightlyused.co.uk for more. To get in touch, email pod@lightlyused.co.uk.
Shut up, fucking cock. Fuck's sake. Just wanted to have a sip of water.
This was a Studio Channel 84 network show. To find more, head over to channel84.co.uk now.